Today, the space above our atmosphere is highly mapped and crowded. There are thousands of documented, human-made satellites operating in Earth's orbit. But back in the 1960s, space was a pristine frontier. Humanity had just begun launching objects into orbit, meaning every single piece of hardware circling the planet was strictly accounted for. Then, scientists detected something completely unexpected. A dark, unidentified object was circling the planet. Unlike standard satellites, which generally travel along predictable equatorial paths, this object followed an irregular retrograde orbit, moving in the opposite direction of the Earth's rotation. During this period, the United States and the Soviet Union were competing fiercely for orbital supremacy. Yet when confronted with this dark object, both superpowers firmly denied any ownership or involvement. If neither of the two leading space programs put it there, who did? This anomaly became known as the Black Knight satellite, sparking a debate between the official theory of space debris and the more radical claim of an alien observer dating back 13 millennia. The foundation of the alien observer theory dates back to Nikola Tesla. During his early radio experiments, Tesla detected strange, repeating signals that he believed originated from deep space, long before humanity had the capability to transmit such signals themselves. Decades later, in the 1950s, the U.S. Air Force successfully tracked an unofficial, dark object in orbit. Proponents of the Black Knight theory immediately connected this physical sighting to the unexplained repeating signals Tesla had documented. The situation escalated in 1960 when an unknown entity reportedly interfered with the orbital path of a documented U.S. satellite, disrupting our early space technology. Beyond the impossible maneuvers required for such a disruption, researchers pointed to a more complex anomaly: long-delayed echoes. These are radio signals that return to the sender after a significant lag. When decoded as coordinates, these echoes allegedly formed a star map, showing the position of the Epsilon Boötis system as it appeared 13,000 years ago. By combining Tesla's early detection, the 1960 orbital maneuvers, and this ancient star map, theorists arrived at a stunning conclusion. The Black Knight is a 13,000-year-old alien sentinel positioned here to monitor our civilization and transmit that data back into the void. To understand the government's perspective, we have to look at the environment of the 1950s and 60s. This was an era defined by high Cold War paranoia and classified military operations. In a culture built heavily on secrecy, unclaimed objects in orbit were highly likely to be experimental, top-secret reconnaissance tools rather than visitors from another star system. The modern visual myth truly began when NASA released a series of high-resolution images. These photographs clearly captured a black, irregularly shaped object drifting silently above the Earth. NASA's official review of the images provided a straightforward explanation. They classified the object as space debris, specifically a lost thermal blanket that had slipped away during a documented spacewalk. But for many, a piece of floating insulation does not explain the historical radar tracks or the decoded star maps. Because of these lingering anomalies, theorists continue to reject the thermal blanket explanation. NASA published the images to close the book on the anomaly, but providing a clear picture of an odd, dark object over Earth actually gave the conspiracy the exact visual proof it needed to survive. This brings up a practical issue. If a 13,000-year-old alien device has been loitering in low Earth orbit for over half a century, it is strange that no modern space agency has captured, destroyed, or definitively studied it. To resolve that problem, believers lean toward one of two extremes. Either the object is so technologically superior that we cannot approach it, or global governments already have, and they are actively burying the evidence. The endurance of the Black Knight story taps into something much older than the space race. It reflects a deep human desire to find company in the cosmos, rather than face the possibility that we are entirely alone in the dark. Combine that desire with a widespread, ingrained distrust of official government narratives, and an anomalous piece of space debris easily transforms into an ancient sentinel. We have radar blips, deep space signals, and NASA photographs. Science offers a grounded, mundane reality, while the myth promises a hidden truth. Ultimately, you have to look at the evidence and decide for yourself what is actually circling our world.